Oh yeah, Daniel's comic book reviews. Oh yeah, Daniel in comics. 100 years, run around 9 more seasons. Now I know last week I said I was going to be reviewing The Goon. There's been a change in plan. I'm going to review The Punisher, Max. I decided to do The Punisher because it's somewhat relevant as the Netflix series is out. And also, since I'm going to upload this to YouTube some point soon, I gotta bring in that YouTube money. Although it's not like anybody on YouTube is making money right now. For those of you who watch the Netflix series and haven't read any of the comic books, the reason Frank Castle looks really old in this picture is because classically Frank Castle was a Vietnam veteran. This book was written before the continuity in the Marvel Universe shifted to where he fought in Afghanistan. Just a note before I really get into this book is not for the faint of heart. This book is very violent. It's got a lot of gore. I mean, you probably should have expected that. I mean, he's a guy who shoots people, but just know it can get kind of dark in territories, which I guess has been Punisher's shtick. Another thing, all of the Max books from Marvel are like this. But really, the Punisher Max is the only one worth reading. So, another sort of fun factoid that some people may not know, is that the Punisher started out as a Spider-Man enemy. He first showed up, in a comic book where he tried to take out Spider-Man. He eventually just sort of grew into his own character. With that fun tidbit out of the way, the book opens with a sort of inner monologue with Frank Castle. He's remembering how his family got killed, and by the mob and stuff like that. It's pretty messed up. And it's another thing this first bit details is how he is continuously fighting this war against crime that may very well never end. Which is kind of what makes Punisher interesting, in my opinion, is how he's fighting a battle that may very well not end. Unknown to Frank Castle is the fact that he is being tailed by these agents who are following his moves. Yeah, this next bit is Frank Castle breaking into a millionaire criminal's home, and this shit's about to hit the fan. So they're having a party, and it's all good. And honestly, this next bit's one of my favorite parts of this whole book. He walks in here, into the building, and says, Caesar, I'm here to kill you. And he just fucking shoots him in the head. Like, literally, it wasn't even that complicated. Just walked in, shot him in the head, boom, done. So, Frank Castle just walks out of the party. Everybody's in shock. And so all the guards start coming around with their pistols and stuff. They're pretty angry about it. But little they know, they're gonna get completely fucking annihilated because Frank Castle came prepared. As you can see, he's got a bit of an LMG with him. He easily outclasses them. So, next bit of panel is just the guards getting slaughtered. And yeah, when I meant this comic book is a little on the gory side, I wasn't kidding. Like, this guy's head, this entire front part of this guy's head just completely gone. This guy's holding his guts. It's kind of gross. If you're weak stomach, that is. Something else that is very interesting about this bit is Frank Castle is remembering all of his famous historical battles. Oops. Things like the Wounded Knee and Omaha Beach. He compares his final crime to a war, like I said previously. A bit of a note, this book is full of inner monologues from Frank Castle. The thing is, Frank Castle is a very troubled character. He's very psychologically damaged. On the very last page, he talked about how he's somewhat at peace just shooting these dudes. Which kind of makes him morally gray as a hero. But, it's kind of up to you to decide if he's really a good guy or not. I don't think he's too much of a bad guy, but, once again, it's up to you. So the guards try to flank him, but unsurprisingly, once again, it's a complete failure, wipes them all out, pretty much effortlessly with an LMG, and Frank Castle shoots any motherfucker who moves or moans on that field. Anybody, just to be absolutely sure all of them are dead, he shoots them a little bit extra. You know, once again, slightly psychologically troubled. We jump back to the people who were tailing him. I honestly forgot who they were supposed to be. They're some sort of government agency. Yeah, they're looking at footage of Castle killing those dudes. Yeah, this big guy here, whose name I don't really recall, because once again I haven't read this in a while. He's been working. He worked with the Punisher in the past. He gave him weapons and things. You know, their plan is Castle back with them to do something for them, which may go well or may not. It's kind of unknown. They're collectively are scared and they don't think it's a good idea. Just when you thought Frank Castle was done after that huge slaughter, there's a funeral where there's more mob people, and there's just a car driving by, right? And then boom, just blown up. And then they get really angry. They're getting really tired of Punisher just destroying all their shit. And yeah, and it was Punisher. You know, Punisher honestly doesn't give a shit. He's one of those. He just blew up some guy at a fucking funeral. That's how little shit he gives. I thought this bit's kind of cool. He's just got a missile launcher in his car. I thought that was neat. And then he just starts shooting more people. Because that's how cool he is for an agency. By the way, this Gabe Newell kind of looking guy, this guy's name is Bro. He's the guy who supplied Punisher with weapons. I just now remembered his name. He has a bit of a confrontation with one of the agents, and he kind of just grabs his nuts, like, really hard, you know, as seen here, you know. It's kind of funny, but it's also intense. Micro did this to prove that he is very serious. He knows about the Punisher, you know, he was his closest friend. And he doesn't want this moron telling him, you know, that he has no idea what he's doing. So, since Frank Castle is just killing every mafia dude left and right, shit, look at Rufus go. He's, like, tapped into the fucking Speed Force or something. Damn. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. The mob have met each other. They've met in a diner, and they say, look, why don't we come up with a plan to get rid of the Punisher? But then, they're gonna do it, but somebody points out to them, this is a really stupid idea. We're probably all gonna get killed doing this. There's really nothing we can do. But I guess it's better than nothing. So then, afterwards, Punisher is stepping out of his secret hideout, which is full of guns, honestly. His hideout has more weapons than, I'm pretty sure, every war we've ever had combined. Now, Micro and the SWAT team are snuck outside of his, base, and Micro comes at him, and Castle's about to blast at him, and then, boom! Castle gets shot in the gut, and then he shoots him again, and then, Frank Castle's about to get it. He's about to get it, and then, boom! Shot in the face. And that's all I'm going to tell you. I know what you're thinking. Daniel, once again, are you off your fucking rocker? Nope. You see, the thing is, I've kind of come to notice that these reviews are kind of pointless if I read through the entire thing. There's no reason for you to go out and buy this book. So, I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger. I'm going to leave you on the most exciting bit. So that way you have to go get it, just to go find out what happens afterwards. Or, you could just be an asshole and pirate it, but, do what you wish. Okay, now it's time for the review section of the show. You know what? I'm not even going to use my rating system. This book goes so far beyond the rating system that me using it doesn't do it any justice. This is one of the best comic books I'd guarantee you will ever read. And it's also one of the best Punisher books you will ever read. Honestly, it's amazing. Garth Ennis does a fantastic job with the story. The artwork is realistic and cool. The action scenes are good. This book is grand. And the people who don't know the Punisher will start to like him, and the people who do know about the Punisher will like him even more. This book is fantastic. That's all I gotta say about it. Just 10/10. Honestly, this book, amazing. Go get it. Get the whole series. I feel like you're missing out otherwise. Next week, I have no idea what I'm going to review. I'd like to review Sailor Moon, but I might review something else. Who knows? But it will be a manga, as it goes. Also, for the people watching this on YouTube, give it a like, subscribe, if just to get more shit like this. Another thing I wanted to throw out here, I might start another weekly series, which I'm going to title it Dan's Rants, and it's going to be me complaining about something. Like, maybe it'll be something about comic books, it might be something about video games, it might be something totally nonsensical, but this new series I might do, so be on the lookout for that. So yeah, that's the end of this episode. See ya. Fuck, it's fucking cold, Jesus Christ. Huh. Weird.